Hello everyone, this is class 46 on subject income tax 2. In today's class we are going to start with new unit, that is assessment of individual. In this class we are going to understand the different rates of tax that are applicable to individual as well as HUF if they are having the age below 60 years, above 60 years and above 80 years. If any individual is up to the age of 60 or below, that is known as normal resident or normal citizen of India. If an individual is having the age above 60 years but below 80 years, he or she is known as senior citizen of India. And if any individual crosses the age of 80 years, that is if his or her age is above 80, then the person or individual is known as super senior citizen of India. Let us begin with the unit. An individual means a man or a woman or any human being including minor child. An individual has to pay income tax on his total income at the graded scale of tax rates, which we are going to see in the next pages. Senior citizen assessee, that is senior citizen is an individual above the age of 60 years but less than 80 years. And who is super senior citizen? He is an individual having age above 80 years, is known as super senior citizens. I hope you have understood meaning of these terms. Let us see the rate of tax that are applicable to individual who is having the age below 60 years. These are the rates of tax that are applicable for the previous year 2019-20 and the assessment year 2021. As you are studying syllabus for the assessment year 2021, these are the applicable rate of income tax. First one, this is for the individual citizen who is below the age of 60 years. It can be male or female, married or unmarried, or it can be a minor child. These are the rate of tax that are applicable to an individual having age below 60 years. So, if the income of assessee is up to 2,50,000, an assessee need not pay any tax, no surcharge on income tax and no health and education cess. If an individual is having income from 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, then he has to pay rate of tax at 5%. Surcharge is nil, wherein health and education cess is 4% on income tax. For the income ranging 5 lakh to 10 lakh, rate of tax is 20%, no surcharge, 4% of income tax is health and education cess. Income ranging from 10 lakh to 50 lakhs, 30% is the tax rate, surcharge is nil, 4% of income tax is health and education cess. And if the income is above 50 lakh and up to 1 crore rupees, rate of tax is 30%, whereas surcharge is 10% on income tax and health and education cess is 4% of income tax and 4% of surcharge. And if the income is above 1 crore rupees, then the rate of tax is 30%, surcharge on income tax is 15%, health and education cess is 4% of income tax and surcharge. Coming to next part, for the resident who is senior citizen, and we have seen who is senior citizen, who crosses the age of 60 and below 80 years is known as senior citizen. Here, if the income is up to rupees 3 lakh, there is no tax applicable on that income for senior citizen. Surcharge is nil, health and education cess is nil. If the income ranges between 3 lakh to 5 lakhs, rate of tax is 5%, surcharge is nil, health and education cess is 4% on income tax. Income ranging between 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20% is the rate of tax, surcharge is nil, and health and education cess is 4% on income tax. And if the income ranges between 10 lakhs to 50 lakhs, 30% is rate of tax, surcharge is nil, health and education cess is 4% on income tax. Income ranging between 50 lakhs to 1 crore rupees, 30% is rate of tax, surcharge is 10% on income tax, health and education cess is 4% on income tax and surcharge. And for the income above 1 crore for senior citizen, rate of tax is 30%, surcharge is 15% on income tax, and health and education cess is at 4% on income tax and surcharge. Coming to next part, for an individual having age above 80 years, if the income is up to 5 lakh rupees, income tax is exempted, that is nil, rate of tax, then surcharge on income tax is nil, health and education cess nil. Income ranging between 5 lakh to 10 lakh, tax rate is 20%, surcharge is nil, health and education cess is 4% of income tax. Income ranging between 10 lakh to 50 lakhs, rate of tax is nil, surcharge on income tax is nil, health and education cess is 4% of income tax. Income ranging between 50 lakhs to 1 crore rupees, 30% is rate of tax, surcharge is 10% on income tax, health and education cess is 4% on income tax and surcharge. And if the income is above 1 crore rupees, rate of tax is 30%, surcharge is 15% on income tax, and health and education cess is 4% on income tax and surcharge. Coming to next part, rebate under section 87A. With a view to provide tax relief to lower income group or group, a rebate is available for individuals subject to the following conditions. As I have told you, these rates are for the previous year 2019-20. For the present financial year, the rates have been changed, or the rebate has been changed for the total income of rupees 5 lakh. So these are the old, that is, as you are studying it for previous year 2019-20 and assessment year 2021, these were the rebates that were applicable for the total income which is less than rupees 3,50,000. So the conditions are, he must be resident individual and his total income must be less than 3,50,000, and the amount of rebate is 100% of income tax payable on the total income or rupees 2,500, whichever is less. Now the limit of rebate has been increased to 12,500 and the limit of the total income also has been increased to 5 lakh rupees. Coming to next, statutory obligation to file the return under section 139 subsection 1. Every individual who has furnished the return of income, if his total income before allowing deduction under chapter 6A under section 10A, 10B, 10BA, 80C to 80U exceeds the maximum amount which is not chargeable to income tax. This means if your taxable income or if your income exceeds the minimum limit that is prescribed or the exempted limit that is prescribed in the above table, compulsorily you have to file the return on your income. And when you are filing the return, you have to file it before allowing it for deduction and exemptions. Next is steps in computation of total income of individual. Step 1, find out the income under 5 heads. That means we have total 5 heads of income. First head of income is income from salary, second is income from house property, third is profit and gains from business or profession, fourth capital gain, and fifth is other sources. So first we have to find out the individual heads of income. First we have to find total salary income, then house property income, then profits and gains from business profession. Then separately we have to find out the capital gain and separately other sources income. So this is the first step in computation of total income of individual. Second step is set off of losses against the income. This is what we have learnt in the second unit, that is set off and carry forward of loss. Suppose one source of income, one source shows a loss and other source shows the profit, then we can adjust the loss against the income of the other source. This is known as set off of loss. With example, suppose I have two businesses, non-speculative businesses, business A and business B. From business A, I earn income of rupees 5 lakh, but business 2 gives me a loss of rupees 2 lakh. I hope the example is clear. I have two non-speculative businesses A and B. Business A gives me profit of rupees 5 lakh, wherein business B gives me a loss of rupees 2 lakh. In this case, the loss from business B can be adjusted against the income from business A. Therefore, now my income from business and profession is not 5 lakh, not 7 lakh, it is 3 lakh rupees, because the income, the loss of business B is adjusted against the income from business A. So 5 lakh minus 2 lakh of loss from business B, which is adjusted, then we get the balance figure 3 lakh rupees. This way we have to set off the losses against the income under each head. So the first step is we calculate the income under 5 different heads. Then we have to set off the loss against the incomes under each source and head. Next part is deduction from the gross total income. When we add all the 5 heads of income, we get gross total income. From gross total income, we have to allow deductions from section 80C to 80U. And then the total income be rounded off to the nearest of 10. Then suppose my total income is 10,50,093 rupees. Then I have to round off this 93 rupees to 90 rupees. So the total income be rounded off to the nearest of 10. Coming to next part, tax liability of an individual assessee. The tax liability is calculated on total income considering rates of tax and computation of tax liability rules. Then any advances tax, TDS, tax rebates, interest payable, etc. is adjusted and balance payable is by the assessee. In case advances or TDS are more than the liability so computed, assessee gets the refund of the tax that is paid. So the above procedure of computing tax liability is applicable only if the adjusted income is rupees 20 lakh or less. This is the theoretical concept that we have learnt in today's class. In next class, we will be solving sums on assessment of individual. I hope you are clear with the theoretical part. There is no much technical part to understand this. Just note down the chart and the theory that is given in today's class.